How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another unboxing video at Battlegrounds Game Center. I'm Patrick, and today we are taking a look at Shadows of the Galaxy 2-player starter set for Star Wars Unlimited TCG. This is the next set in the Star Wars Unlimited card game, and it includes 2 decks, Moff, Gideon, and the Mandalorian, so you can start playing the game right out of this box. And if you're interested in learning how to play the game, I actually have a how to play video on our channel that you can take a look here. And once you're finished watching that, you can come back and see what's inside this and see if it's something to be interested in picking up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this open and see what's included in these decks. You got your token sheets with your initiative, everything. And here's the new quick start rules. So there are a few new mechanics to the game. One of them being bounties. I haven't seen what the other 2 are just yet. But so if you're interested in learning those new mechanics and you've already learned how to play the game and everything, they should have all that information in this new quick start. So yeah, capture is a new mechanic. Let's see, custom deck building. Yeah, and then bounties on cards. And bounty kind of works like you tap another, or you put it on an enemy, and then when you do something to them, you'll get resources or some kind of other benefit. So we'll see those cards once we get through probably the Mandalorian deck, but there's a new quick start guide. We have our playmats, which each playmat's gonna have artwork for the different decks on the one side, and then it's gonna have like a guide on the opposite side. So if you're having trouble with the game, you just play with one of these. It shows you how to do setup, what a round structure is like, even reference to all of the different keywords that are gonna be in the decks. So this is really cool. I like it when card games include playmats like this. And then you have one here for the Mandalorian. So this is actually a long ways. So, and the cool thing is, if you don't want to use these, you can just use them as really cool posters. And it's the same on the opposite side. And then we have our deck boxes, which are going to have the different characters on either side. So when you're done and you want to put the decks in here, you already got a deck box. And they do fit sleeved cards. So if you like to sleeve your decks, then these will work for you. All right, so those are all the accessories. So let's get to the decks here and see what they're all about. Okay, so we have the Moff Gideon deck here first. So he is a green and black here, and he has an action that allows him to attack with a unit that costs 3 or less, and then it gets +1/+0 for this attack. So he's definitely going to be an aggressive style deck. And then his epic action is if you control 5 or more resources, you'll get to deploy him onto the battlefield. And his opposite side, and he has 3 attacks, 6 defense here. He has Overwhelm, so he basically gets to, any damage he does carries over into the opponent's base. And each friendly that costs 3 or less gets +1 and Overwhelm. So it's kind of a very similar ability, except it gives your units Overwhelm as well. So yeah, very nice. It's going to be a very aggressive deck. So then we got the new base here, which is 30 life. It's blue. So our colors are going to be green, blue, and black. No special rules on this one. Then we've got our experience, which they have new experience tokens for this. So they have different artwork, which is really cool. And then we've got Warzone Lieutenant, Dr. Pershing. So if you've seen the Mandalorian. So he has action, deal 1 damage to a friendly unit, and you can just draw a card. I hope there's a lot more draw cards in this, because being able to go through your deck quicker and find the things you need is always going to help. So General Tag, give an experience token to each of your 3 trooper units. Then we got Incinerator Troopers. Got 3 of those. Outland TIE Vanguard. You may experience token to it, so it's all about giving experience tokens. So this seems like a deck you're going to be building up with tokens, and then you're going to get Overwhelmed from Gideon or some other source to really put in the damage. We've got Privateer Crew. They have Smuggle, which I believe is a new ability. It costs 6. If this card is a resource, you may play it as a Smuggle cost. Replace it with the top card of your deck. When playing using Smuggle, give 3 experience tokens to this unit. Okay, so there's going to be some deck shenanigans with smuggling. Seasoned Shore Trooper. If you control 6 or more resources to get +2. Got a few of those. Snow Trooper Lieutenant. All the different types of troopers. You may attack with a unit if it's an Imperial unit. Okay. I believe this was in the first set, so there are going to be some duplicates, it looks like. Or at least in the starter decks. I would imagine there's probably not duplicates in the booster boxes, which we will get to when we get to that video. But, so we've got Cell Block Guard, that was in some of the first starter decks. Death Troopers, a lot of troopers. So we got the Dark Troopers, which was what Gideon was all about in the show. So he's got Sentinel, of course, and when combat damage is dealt, give an experience token to this unit. So yes, a lot of experience tokens. Super Laser Technician, the Client, Werner Herzog. What a guy. So he's got Shielded. So action, choose a unit for this phase. It gains bounty, heal. So the bounty is heal 5 damage from her base. And what a bounty is, when this unit is defeated or captured, its opponent collects this bounty. So you choose a unit, give it bounty, and then when it's defeated or captured, you get to heal 5 damage to a base. So we got the Kirax Heavy Fighter, System Patrol Craft, Discerning Veteran, Pirate Battle Tank. That's pretty cool. So it's got Smuggle as well. This card is a resource. You may play it for its Smuggle cost to replace it with the top card of your deck. Okay, so you have the normal cost to just have like a thing that's Sentinel. So if you want to play it from your hand as a Smuggle cost, it costs 1 more. But you get to replace it with the top card of your deck. So it gives you some cycling, but then you're going to get this back later on. That's pretty cool. You got 2 of those. Gideon's Light Cruiser. Got a few of those. And then remember, if they have that little star, they're unique, meaning only 1 can be out at any time, but you have 3, so you can turn some into resource, or you can replace if one's damaged or something. Top target. So that's all about bounties, legal authorities, price on your head. So yes, more bounty stuff. Outflank, tactic cards. So confiscate. So this is going to be a unique deck for the starter, and you can see because it has a little S. So some of the starter decks actually have unique cards that you can't get unless you get the starter deck. So confiscate. So just defeat an upgrade. So we've got some removal here. Moment of Glory. Another starter deck card, Calculated Lethality. So this is defeat a non-leader unit that costs 3 or less. For each upgrade that was on that unit, give an experience token to a friendly unit. And then Remnant Reserves. So search the top 5 cards of your deck for up to 3 units, reveal them, and draw them. So very nice. Cool. So that is Moff Gideon's deck. It's all about gaining experience counters, and then overwhelming with Gideon to deal damage. So I feel like you're going to eat through your opponent's base really quick with this deck, which is really cool. So, but next, we have the Mandalorian deck. So let me get it open and let's look at it. All right, so next we have the Mandalorian here. So he's going to be orange and yellow. And then when you play an upgrade, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, exhaust an enemy unit with 4 or less remaining HP. So if they've taken damage, you get to exhaust them once you put an upgrade on him. And his epic action is 6 or more resources. You get to deploy him. And he is a 4/7, so he's very defensible. And then when you play an upgrade, you may exhaust an enemy with 6 or less remaining HP. So just like with Gideon, an augmented version of their other side here. So very cool. And then you've got Remote Village as his base. So he's also got blue. And then we've got the experience tokens. And then we're probably going to see a lot of Mandalorians in this deck. So we've got Clan Ren Rescuer. So give an experience token to a unit, so more experience tokens. Follower of the Way. While this unit is upgraded, it gets +1/+1. So it definitely seems like this deck is all going to be about upgrading with gear and stuff. Follower of the Way. We got Grief Karga. Rest in peace. When played, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an upgrade, reveal it, and draw it. So yes, you're looking for upgrades with this deck. Very cool. Of course, you got Grogu, or Baby Yoda, as my daughter just will only call him. So action, exhaust an enemy unit. Perfect. So no attack. Really good defense, though, and you could just, he's a utility to just exhaust units, which is really cool. So then we got Quill, I believe is what it is, how it's pronounced. So he's got Restore, so he's healing you. And then you can discard a card from your deck. If it shares an aspect of your base, return it to your hand. Very cool. So if you discard a blue card, you're going to get discarded card from your deck. Oh, so you actually get to look at your deck and discard a card. That's actually really cool. So you can just, every time you attack, you can just get 1 blue card from your deck that you really need. That is actually really nice. Let's see here. So then we got a freighter, Mandalorian warrior. So you get 5 experience tokens to another Mandalorian unit. That was a lot of experience tokens. Protector of the throne, sentinels, village protectors, sentinel, and then shielded. So that's really nice. So they basically have double protection, and they're sentinels. So you have to go through them first. Chain code collector. So it has ambush. It can attack when it comes out. And then on attack, if the defender has a bounty, it gets -4 for this attack. So if they have a bounty, they won't be damaging him back probably, which is nice. So you got 2 of those. Razor Crest, which is a starter card. So restore 2, and then you may return an upgrade from your discard pile to your hand. Very cool. So you got a few of those. Survivor's Gauntlet. So this is a rare. So when played or on attack, you may attach an upgrade on a unit to another eligible unit controlled by the same player. So you get to move upgrades around when they are played or when they attack. Armorer, of course. So give a shield token to each of up to 3 Mandalorian units. So this is, I see some similar themes from like the old Vader and Luke deck, because Luke was very all about defense, whereas Vader was very aggro and all about attack. And it's very similar here. Mandalorian has a lot more defense cards in it, whereas Moff Gideon has way more to boost your attack. So they're kind of keeping with the same themes of the decks, but they have different mechanics in conjunction with that. So then we got Cargo Juggernaut here. So it's vehicle tank. So if you control another blue unit, heal 4 damage to your base. Fennec Shand. So deal 1 damage to a defender. I wonder if Boba Fett might be in this deck actually. So you got Fennec Shand, so it's a 7 cost, 4/6 ambush, and then it deals 1 damage to the defender for each different cost among cards in your discard pile when it attacks. Wow, I see why it costs 7. So you got Public Enemy, gives bounties to things. Wanted gives bounties. Foundling is an upgrade. So that's some of those upgrades. Resilient, some of those upgrades. +3 defense, got +1/+1. Rich Reward, which is an upgrade, gives bounty. Snapshot Reflexes, it may attack when attached unit. You may attack with attached unit when it's played on them, so that's cool. Van Brace Grapple Shot, attached to a non-vehicle, and on attack, exhaust the defender. Mandalorian Armor. If attached unit is a Mandalorian, give it a shield to it. Makes sense. That armor is amazing. Attached to a friendly non-vehicle. If attached unit is the Mandalorian, he captures an exhausted enemy non-leader unit. Put the captured card face down under him until he leaves play. So capture seems like almost like a banish or an exile until certain things happen, which is pretty cool. Surprise Strike, get +3/+0. This is the way. Of course, there was going to be a card called This is the Way. So search the top 8 cards of your deck for up to 2 Mandalorians and or upgrade cards. Reveal them and draw them. Wow. It's almost a better card than what is in Moff Gideon. So return an enemy non-leader unit to its owner's hand and collect that unit's bounties. So if there's a bunch of units on or bounties on them, you get to collect them as soon as they go to their hand. And then Fell the Dragon. Defeated non-leader with a unit with 5 or more power. All right, so that is the Mandalorian deck. So that is everything that comes in the Shadows of the Galaxy 2-player starter set for Star Wars Unlimited. You got 2 decks, the Mandalorian and the Moff Gideon. They seem very fun. I love the new mechanics of bounty. This new set is all about, the Outer Rim, so bounty hunters, smuggling, all the shady stuff you see in the Star Wars universe. So I'm really excited to actually open this up, which we're going to do in the next video. So keep a lookout for that. I will have that linked on this video as well. So if you want to see what comes in a booster box, stay tuned. Thank you again for taking the time to watch the video with us today. We really appreciate it. And if you want to see more content like this, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. And until next time, I'm Patrick at Battlegrounds Game Center. See you later.